Hello, 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 you guys, and welcome back. Welcome back. Getting everything kind of set up here. Oh, you guys, I missed you guys so much. I missed you guys so much with my good laptop. Oh, you guys, let me know if you can hear me. I got the power on my little mic here. I told you guys I'm trying something new with my mic. You guys can't really see it, but there it is. Okay. It's reversed. It's so funny. But anyway, so I have my mic on, and so I'm just, trying to make sure that, let me see. No. I'm trying to make sure that you guys can hear me. So if you guys cannot hear me, let me know. If you can hear me, really good braids. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up or let me know in the chat and let me know that you guys can hear me. I tried to do a test run um, the other day, but I want to make sure, you guys, that you guys can hear me. Okay. So we'll do it like that. And you guys just let me know if you can hear me. Okay. So you guys, let's get started on this here good topic. Wow. You guys see, I had to change the topics around because I really do want to talk about this Ozempic with these celebrities on this weight loss pill called Ozempic. But today, this actual documentary comes out about where is Wendy Williams, and the light is kind of strong in my eyes. So the documentary comes out today. So I wanted to get in my little, my little verbiage and my opinion of what I think about this documentary and everything before it actually came out, before it actually aired. So that's why I switched up the topics, just because I wanted to come on and do a live with you guys before the documentary airs. And I know you guys are thinking, Tracy, you are cutting it really close, because if you guys have been under a rock, you don't know anything about this, on Lifetime today, I believe it's 8 Eastern time. On Lifetime, the documentary "Where Is Wendy Williams" airs today, and it's going to be a 2-day docuseries. So it's going to be on Lifetime today and tomorrow. So that's why I switched up the topics, because I wanted to give my commentary on this documentary before it actually airs today. And I know you guys are like, Tracy, you are cutting it really close with this live, because it's going to air literally in a few hours. Okay, so this is a good deal. So you guys, let's go ahead and get started, because I want to make sure you guys go out and get your popcorn and candy and everything like that to watch the documentary. Okay, so let's have here, I have a couple of articles here, you guys, pulled up about this Wendy Williams. Okay. So if you guys just been living up under a rock and don't know who the heck Wendy Williams is, Wendy Williams used to talk about hot topics and everything on daytime TV. I was never really a fan of hers when she first came out. It wasn't until I just started working like from home primarily, and spending a lot of time working from home, that I started kind of tuning in to Wendy. And so I had been working from home for years, but I didn't really start tuning in to Wendy until, I want to say, maybe 2015. I was at that point, I think, is when I started kind of like watching her on a regular basis. I just found her to be very, very entertaining. I'm not like a diehard fan or anything like that, you guys, but it was probably around 2015 that I started watching her, and I enjoyed her show. I found her to be very, very entertaining. I literally would only watch the show for the hot topics. After she was done with her monologue and the hot topics, I would turn it off. I didn't like to look at the rest of that kind of daytime TV. Okay, so here's what's going on, and the latest is going on with Wendy Williams. This article is on Deadline. The name of the article is called "Wendy Williams Breaks Down in Trailer for New Lifetime Documentary. Quote, I have no money." This article is by Denise Petsky, February 2nd, 2024. It says, for the first time in over a year, We are seeing the return of Wendy Williams in her new Lifetime documentary, Where is Wendy Williams? The documentary, set to premiere on Lifetime over 2 nights, February 24th and 25th, was filmed over the 2 years following Williams' exit from the Wendy Williams show in 2021. It captures Williams' struggles after she was placed under a financial guardianship and her hit talk show was unexpectedly canceled. Per Lifetime, opening the doors to her private life like never before. Cameras chronicled her comeback journey to reclaim her life and legacy despite facing health issues and personal turbulence. Quote, since I was 6 years old, all I wanted was to be famous, end quote, Williams says in a voice overheard over chants of fans and behind the scenes footage of her talk show. Lifetime was granted unprecedented access by Williams to film her and her family. Quote, Wendy has been part of the Lifetime family for over a decade, and during that time, we partnered with Wendy for her revealing biopic and doc, said Elaine Fountain Bryant, EVP, and head of programming, A&E Lifetime and LMN, but her story is not finished. There is so much more to it. Nobody truly knew the depths of Wendy's reality. So we hope that what our cameras captured can help shine a light on what she is facing now. End quote. At one point in the documentary, Williams is seen needing breaks to help to stand on the set of her talk show. A family member says she was put in front of a judge and given a guardian, end quote. When her personal health and issues became too much for her, quote, that was when they took her away from us, he adds, end quote. Quote, this was a complex project and it became a labor of love for everyone involved, said executive producer Mark Ford, Creature Films. Quote, we are grateful to Wendy and her family for their utmost commitment to honesty, even when painful in this documentary. At other points in the trailer, Williams shares, I have no money, I have no family. And in an apparent address to fans, she says, let me tell you something. If it happens to me, it can happen to you. End quote. On Friday, February 23rd, Lifetime will encore Williams' biopic, Wendy Williams, the movie, and her 2021 documentary, Wendy Williams, What a Mess. Throughout the airing of the program and on Lifetime social media platforms, Lifetime will direct viewers to resources including SAMHSA, which stands for Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, NAMI, which stands for Mental Health Resources and Information Resources for Graves' Disease and Lymphedema, which she had already, Wendy Williams had already come on her show and said that that's what she had been diagnosed with, the Graves' disease and lymphedema. We already knew that. Where is Wendy Williams is produced by Entertainment One, E1, and Creature Films. For Lifetime executive producers include Wendy Williams, Kevin Hunter Jr., Will Selby, Tara Long, Mark Ford, Pat Lambert, and Erica Hansen, who also serves as showrunner. Bree Miranda Bryant serves as executive producer for Lifetime. Okay, so that was that article that I wanted to read to you guys. Okay, so will I be tuning in to this documentary and watching this documentary? Absolutely, you guys. Absolutely. I think Wendy would want me to. Absolutely. But also because I am a fan of documentaries. You guys know I have to be careful what type of documentaries that I watch nowadays because I was such a like an intense person with the documentaries that before my spiritual awakening, I didn't realize how much of an effect these documentaries would have on me. So nowadays I'm more selective. If I don't think that it will have too much of an impact on me, like it's not going to be too sad, or it's not going to invoke any kind of feelings of anger or anything like that, I won't watch it if I feel like it'll do that. I don't feel like this is what's going to happen with this Wendy Williams documentary. No, I do not have cable, you guys. So in order for me to watch it, I had to go and find like a platform. I'm like, where can I live stream this Lifetime docu-series on Wendy Williams? Because I really do want to support her, and I do want to actually see the documentary. So a lot of people have been, a lot of different, in my research on this, you guys, a lot of people have, of course, different opinions. And a lot of people were saying things like, no, because you can tell from some of the clips that they saw that, Wendy doesn't look like she's in the best health condition. And I think just yesterday, or maybe it was Thursday, that it came out to the public that she had been diagnosed with aphasia. I will read an article on that in a minute, but basically it's like dementia. And so a lot of people were having a lot of commentary about, no, Lifetime should not be doing this docu-series, because basically they're saying that they don't think that Wendy would want to be seen this way, the way that she apparently is going to be seen in this documentary, kind of like not at her best, like we remember her on the, daytime talk show. And then you have some people who were saying, and I saw a clip of a video where her niece was, who she's really close to, was having this conversation with one of the news outlets. And she was saying, no, Wendy Williams is one of the executive producers. She wants this story told. And so, you just kind of have, like a difference of opinion out there. I do think that Wendy wants this story told. So you have like some of her diehard fans who are like, no, we don't want to see Wendy like this. Let her, bow out with grace. We don't want to see her like this. But I think that oftentimes people forget that sometimes, you guys, this is like their last request, if you will. Like, I think oftentimes we forget that people may have a last request or something that they request maybe in their older age, or maybe if they've been diagnosed with a terminal illness. And because we are not close to them, because we are not in the inner circles of them, we think we know, no, they wouldn't want this, they wouldn't want that, and not knowing that that is exactly what they wanted. For instance, I had to probably I want to say maybe about 4 years ago, I had to like put it in writing what I want done as far as, when I transition out of here, right? So when this body here, because you guys know I don't believe in death. I don't believe that your energy dies. It doesn't die. I just think that it transmutes and it goes into something else. I don't know, but I don't believe in actual death. I believe that this body will decay, but my energy, my spirit, my soul, if you will, my belief is that it continues and forever and always lives on. So about 4 years ago, I had to make it plain how I wanted things handled when I transition out of here. And I was saying that I wanted my body to be given to science. And after they get whatever they need, cremate, ashes, all that sort of thing. And I remember at the time, the person that I was telling my wishes to was like, you probably need to put this in writing, because your family is going to fight this big time. Like, No, 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 because I had never voiced it to my family, you guys. This is why I can resonate so much with what's going on with Wendy. It's like we think oh no, Wendy wouldn't want this. Wendy wouldn't want this documentary. And it's like, do you really know that? Because apparently she's the one who signed off on this. So people were saying, oh, well, if she's been struggling with dementia, how could she have signed off on this? She probably signed off on this before it got to that point. She probably knew that she was kind of struggling with memory loss and things like that. And she probably was like, you know what? While I'm in my right frame of mind, let me write down what I want to go down. And about 4 years ago, I had to do the same thing because somebody had brought it to my attention because I had never expressed in detail to my family what I wanted done as far as my body being donated to science, as far as cremation, exactly what I want, as far as my ashes, like that. I had never really talked to them about it. And so they were like, well, you need to put that in. You need to put all of your requests, you need to write them down so that we don't have a problem with your family, because they probably you guys gotta imagine. One, because I had never really talked to these family members about what I want to do when I transition, what I would like to have done. So they don't have a clue, but also family usually are going to do what they think you want done or what is in the family tradition to do. So in my case, if my family's tradition is to bury people, like I don't know anybody in my family who got cremated, right? Their tradition, their family tradition, like most families, a lot of families, um, is to bury people and have this big to do funeral at a church and have a whole repast and all this. And everything that I wanted done when I transitioned was the exact opposite of these family traditions. So this person was like, you need to write this down because I don't want to basically be battling with your family going back and forth, trying to tell them, no, Tracy's wish was to give her body to science. She does not want her body buried underground. And for God's sake, she don't even go to church. Why would she want a funeral in a church? Like, yuck, no. I'm not saying anything. If that's what you guys want to do, you guys, everybody has their opinion. Everybody, can do what they want to do, including me. So I don't have anything against that if that's what you choose to do. But my idea was I don't want anybody to go against my beliefs and what I want done. So I had to put it in writing, you guys, just to avoid situations like this where you have family members and you have people coming out of the woodwork saying, oh no, she wouldn't want this done, she wouldn't want this done. And so I would highly encourage you guys too. I don't care if you're young like me, older, in your 20s. You guys, it's a good idea. It is always a good idea to get things notarized, to get things put in writing, to talk to with that specific attorney that deals with like estates and trusts and wills. You guys, it doesn't matter how young you are, you never know what could happen. And if you care, or if you have things that can be gifted or left in a will, you want it plain and clear who you want things to go to. You want it plain and clear so that there's no debate, amongst family. No, I'm supposed to get this. No, I'm supposed to get that. Or no, no, she would never want to be cremated. She would never want to give her, body to science. And so you want to make sure you guys to document and get, some legal advice on that and get it, written down. I personally believe that Wendy absolutely wanted this docu-series to be aired. I absolutely believe that 100%. Another reason why I think that Wendy wanted this docu-series to be produced and aired, in my mind, and I also, because I also put this request out there, I put a request out there, and I actually put this in writing too, that you guys know I don't even talk to my family, right? But I had to put it in writing. Like I'm like, I don't even want my family around. If I, for instance, got something, God forbid, something like this that's going on with Wendy. But at the time I was thinking, like, even if I got something like the C word, and your body just starts to decay. You still living, but you just like just start looking just like completely broken down. I don't even look like myself. I don't I can barely talk, things like that. I'm like a skeleton, things like that. I did also put in writing too. I'm like, I don't want to see my family. I don't even talk to these people. Anybody that I don't talk to on a regular basis, I'm like, no, I don't want them in my home. The other request I put out there too was like, don't let me die in the hospital. I want to come home. I want to be in the comfort of my home. And the other request I put out there too, because I've been seeing a lot of people going, she would never say that she doesn't want all of her family around. She would never agree to something like that. You guys have no idea what goes on behind closed doors and within families. I have stressed this to you guys many of times. Just because somebody is blood related to you does not mean that they have your back, does not mean that they are completely supportive of you, does not mean that they wouldn't cause complete chaos in your last days. Does not mean, and this one is going to be harsh, but this is the truth, you guys. Just because people are family and are blood related to you does not mean that they wouldn't take joy in seeing your demise. Don't get mad at the T-Bird. I'm telling you what I know. These people who are blood related to you could just want to just be coming around you just to just be in joy. Just seeing that you are on your last days. Yes, that is harsh. But you guys, that can be true for even family members. And so that was one of the things that I had to write down too. I'm like, I don't want, you know what? My family members can know when I have transitioned on. You can contact them then. You can contact them then. You can contact them after you have fulfilled my desires and given my body to science. When you have fulfilled my requests, I tell anybody who I do want around me, a husband, my special person, my son. These are the only people that I'm like, once you have done and fulfilled my requests, yeah, you can let them, you can inform them then. And you can show them the paper that says Tracy's wish was for you all not to be around her in her last days. Because let me tell you guys what I absolutely know that I'm going to want in my last days. And what Wendy came out and made a statement on that I was like, I understand completely. You don't want any kind of chaos, drama, confusion, people who are angry, people who don't wish you well. You don't want that in your last days, you guys. If you are blessed enough to transition out of here, peacefully, not in like some horrific, homicide or something like that, or accident like that. But if you are blessed enough to like transition out of here peacefully in the comfort of your home, you just, me personally, I just want to be at rest, maybe enjoying my favorite movie around people who I know love me, who I know who have been supportive of me, who I know who have been ride or dies for me. Those are the people that I want. And 9 out of 10, in my case, these people are not blood related to me. I already told you guys, the only person that's in my life that I communicate with that's blood related to me on a daily basis is my son. So I don't owe anybody, any family member, anything. You don't get to. You don't even get that, as far as I'm concerned, you don't get the opportunity to even know what's going on with me. I'm like, you don't tell these people anything. You can tell them, you can send them maybe a document from the memorial that I want you to have in my house. I told everybody this. Anybody who's around me, I'm like, I want a memorial in my house, a picture of me looking fabulous. I said, I want everybody around having a good time, having their favorite beverage, having some fabulous food, and telling some wonderful stories about Tracy. Okay? Those are my wishes. I don't want people around me who I wasn't even in communication with when I was alive. That makes no sense to me. So as soon as I heard about Wendy Williams' story and people were saying, "Oh, we don't know, Wendy would have never wanted this docu-series." I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if you know that to be true. And I personally believe, yes, she did. I think she absolutely wants this docu-series. The other reason why I personally believe that Wendy probably wanted to do this docu-series was because, like the article said, she mentions at the start or in the trailer, they were saying that she was saying, "I always wanted to be famous. I always wanted to be famous." That's what she quoted. And so I feel like my spidey senses are telling me that Wendy knew way before we knew, and that we were privy to this information of what's going on with her declining health and things like that. My spidey senses tell me that Wendy knew something was going on long time ago. And when she signed on for this docu-series, I think she absolutely was like, this is going to kind of like be my final hurrah. Like my final hurrah. Like I am declining. She's probably thinking I'm declining and I'm declining fast. Can I get like this final hurrah? Because again, I told you guys I don't follow her. I'm not like an extreme fan like that. I knew that her show had ended, but I never knew that she never had a final like goodbye to the show. And you guys know how I feel about, you need to end a thing. You need to have some closure to a thing. I didn't know that her show didn't have like a finale. Like, this is the last show. Goodbye to all of my fans. Thank you so much. I didn't know that she never got that. So once I was doing my research on this topic and I found that out, I was like, even more so, I was like, oh, she absolutely wanted to do this docuseries. I feel like this docu-series is like her final moments of like, this is how she wants you guys to see her. She was always this like really like transparent person. Like I mentioned in that article, she was the one who kind of came forward on her talk show and basically like told her own truth and admitted to abusing alcohol, admitted to abusing drugs. She admitted that she was in this like rehab. She was going through it, you guys. And so she was always that kind of person where she kind of like just was transparent with her audience and her fans and was telling them the truth. So this makes absolute sense to me that one, she wants her final hurrah. Like she said, she always wanted to be famous. I think this docu-series is like her way of saying goodbye to her fans. Thank you to her fans, but also letting you guys in to see like the inner dealings of the Wendy Williams, like what all she really was doing, what all she really was going through. And to basically see her in this, because I believe that this docu-series, the production wrapped up. Don't quote me on this, you guys, but I want to say the production maybe ended in April of last year. And with things like this dementia, you guys, these things can kind of progress like really super, super fast. And I believe that she wanted to do this docu-series for, I'm not saying that she felt like, oh my God, I look my best in this docu-series. No, I think she wanted you guys to see the last real and raw Wendy Williams, what behind the scenes really looked like. But more importantly, I think she wanted to do it before her illness or her health condition became so ridiculously apparent that I believe personally it's at now. I believe now she couldn't even really do or film a docuseries because I think that her health now has deteriorated so much that like nobody would probably be okay with filming her, right? So I am excited and happy for Wendy that she got this last thing off, this last production off. I really am. And I am really excited to see the docuseries. My grandmother, you guys, who I was really, really close with, she struggled with the Alzheimer's as well. And when I tell you guys, that is so hard to watch when you have a loved one who doesn't remember who you are. Ooh, that one, not many things get me choked up, you guys, but that one is really, really hard, especially like in my grandmother's case. She reminded me a lot of Wendy in this way, that she was a very just like this strong like alpha woman. This was my grandmother. She did not take, like she would say, I don't take no mess, and she did not. She had a very just like kind of I don't know, like her marriage was hard. Her husband suffered with alcoholism. She had a lot of kids, money struggles, all those type of things. But this lady was so freaking strong. I remember she never minced words, like never. She would look you right in your face, which seems to be so rare nowadays. People are just so fake and phony and duplicitous. My grandmother was not that. She was that woman. She literally would say, you either love me or hate me. Like there was no in between with her. People would either say, I am crazy about your grandmother, like wanted to be around her all the time, or they would just be like, no, I don't mess with her. And she knew it. She would tell you. She would say, people either love me or they hate me, and that is perfectly fine with me. She didn't mince words, you guys. She was a super, super strong person, very opinionated person. So to see somebody like this type of woman go through and suffer with dementia, and then toward the end, you guys, she was just like having all these like mini strokes in her sleep. And to sit next to this woman that you grew up seeing be this, like, she was like the rock in our family, you guys. Talk about the matriarch. She was that. She was that. She was a very, very strong person. And to see her go down and suffer with the dementia and not know who you were, that was hard. So I remember seeing, when I was doing my research, this clip of Black China, I believe, sitting down talking with Wendy Williams. And she had like taken off her wig and everything. And boy, when I saw Wendy Williams in that way, just like not knowing who people are and the memory loss and things like that, I don't know why, it just brought me right back to my grandmother. And I was seeing that they were saying that like when people who are dealing with like dementia, you just, toward those last days, you just want to be there, just be there, be, a rock for them, comfort them. I remember when my grandmother was going through it in her last days, we would, all the family members, we would take turns and come over and spend, 2 and 3 or 4 hours with her. We would call them shifts. And we all just kind of pitched in and would take these different shifts and just come and sit with her. And I remember when I would spend my time with her and it was during my shift, I would just like get a book. You guys know I love reading anyway. And so I would just get a book and I would just read to her. She would love to hear me reading to her, and or I would say, try to get her to remember like different stories and like, what happened? Remember when so and so, and just to hear her just talk or tell her different life experiences. I used to love, I could, even before the dementia, I would sit up under my grandmother and listen to her stories. Oh my gosh, she was so freaking entertaining. I used to love, oh my God, I was crazy about this woman. But toward those last days, it was, I would just like sit there and read to her. And oftentimes she would just kind of fall asleep while I was reading to her. Or if she would wake back up, and then, again, like I said, she would wake up and she would just be looking right at you, but she wouldn't know who you were. Some people she kind of remembered, but some people she didn't. It was really, really just sad. It was sad, but I remember we try to keep her in really good spirits, and just kind of like we try to keep her talking about, like, remember when so and so, oh, I remember I had to spank his little booty. And she would just have us still, even to her last days, she would have us just laughing and laughing. And so whether it's family members or not, because they were saying that Wendy, under this guardianship, is not around her family. So whether it's family or not, I really do hope that she's around people who can make her laugh, that she's around people who make her feel safe, that she's just around people who are just like, I want the best for her, right? I really hope that she's at least around people who are keeping her secure and safe. So, what they came out with and said that she was diagnosed with, let me get the exact article here. So, she had already informed us that she had the lymphedema and Graves' disease. She had already admitted to us that she was struggling with alcohol addiction and drug addiction. But this new development that they said that she had, because again, in the clips of the trailer to this docu-series, you you could tell that she's dealing with more than alcoholism. So I guess this is what kind of sounded the alarm, and people were like, what else is going on with Wendy? Like, no, it's something else going on. And so they came out with this and they said that this is what she's been diagnosed with. So this is on CBS News. Article reads, Wendy Williams diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia. It says Wendy Williams has been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia. Williams had taken a leave from her talk show in 2021 while she dealt with health issues. And in 2023, after undergoing a battery of medical tests, she was diagnosed with the conditions, which affect language, communication, behavior, and function, according to a news release. Williams, 59. She's young. Dang. I don't know why I thought Wendy Williams was like in her 60s. It says Williams, 59, had been open to the public about her Graves' disease and lymphedema diagnosis. She initially took an indefinite leave from her long running talk show, Wendy, which premiered in 2008. Wow, she had a good little run. In 2022, it was announced that Sherry Shepherd would take over the show as host. Quote, I want to say I have immense gratitude for the love and kind words I have received after sharing my diagnosis of aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, FTD. Let me say, wow, your response has been overwhelming. The messages shared with me have touched me, reminding me of the power of unity and the need for compassion, Williams said in a statement released Friday evening. That was just yesterday. I continue to need personal space, she said. Let me read that again. Quote, Wendy said, I continue to need personal space and peace to thrive. Please just know that your positivity and encouragement are deeply appreciated. End quote. Williams' care team shared the health update on Thursday to correct inaccurate and hurtful rumors about her health. She was on occasion seen unable to form words and acted erratically, including during tapings of her talk show, which left many fans concerned and confused. What is aphasia? Aphasia leaves patients struggling to understand language and communicate. The condition gained widespread attention when actor Bruce Willis revealed his diagnosis in 2022. He later revealed he was also diagnosed with frontal temporal dementia. Aphasia is related to damage on the left side of the brain and is usually a symptom of other medical issues like stroke, head injury, or tumor, or develops due to a degenerative brain condition, according to the Mayo Clinic. What is frontotemporal dementia? Frontotemporal dementia, also known as FTD, describes a group of brain disorders that affect the brain's frontal and temporal lobes, which are associated with personality, behavior, and language. Mayo Clinic explains. Some people with FTD show dramatic changes in their personalities and can become socially inappropriate, impulsive, or emotionally indifferent, while others lose the ability to use language properly, Mayo Clinic says. Oftentimes, patients can just present with behavioral problems. Their personality can change. Dr. Gayatri Devi, a clinical professor of neurology at Northwell Health who specializes in dementia, explained on CBS Mornings. But as opposed to something like Alzheimer's, there's no clear test to definitely make the diagnosis. It tends to affect people in their 50s and 60s, as opposed to Alzheimer's, which generally emerges at older ages. Alzheimer's is what my grandmother had. There is some genetics to all dementia, but genetics is not your destiny, Devi noted. Genetics is one part of it, but there's a whole other bunch of other things you can do to prevent dementia. FTD accounts for about 10 to 20% of dementia cases, with about 50,000 to 60,000 people diagnosed with FTD a year. It may be underdiagnosed, Dr. David Agnes told CBS News after Willis' diagnosis. It is a progressive disease that will worsen and can require a lot of care, he said. Wendy Williams' documentary and guardianship. Williams' team said the decision to make her diagnosis public was a difficult one, but they decided to do so not only to advocate for understanding and compassion for Wendy, but to raise awareness about aphasia and frontotemporal dementia and support the thousands of others facing similar circumstances. They said Williams can still do many things for herself and maintains her trademark sense of humor. That's good. She is receiving the care she needs, they said. Williams received a court appointed guardianship after Wells Fargo alleged in 2022 she was of unsound mind, according to Entertainment Tonight. The bank alleged she was under undue influence and financial exploitation. But Williams has denied these claims. Her son, Kevin Hunter Jr., has also raised concerns about the guardianship. Her manager, Will Selby, refuted the claims to ET, saying she is not being taken advantage of. In the trailer for the two-part documentary on Williams' life, airing on Lifetime February 24th and 25th, Williams is seen talking about her finances. Quote, I have no money, she says, distressed. Her family also appears to raise concerns about her guardianship. Quote, I love being famous, but family is everything, end quote, Williams says in the trailer. And that's the end of that article. So, you guys, in addition to people saying maybe she was not in her sound mind to even make the decision to make the docuseries, people are saying that Okay, why isn't her family around? Why isn't it? Because I think the last I saw, they were saying that her son is now currently not around her. So, in this statement that she just released yesterday, saying that she just wants privacy and to thrive in peace. What I heard, you guys, was Wendy wants to be left alone. Now, here's why. This is my opinion, you guys. I think that maybe she wants to be left alone because if you saw some of the trailers of the docuseries that's, coming out today, there's a bit in there that I saw where the son was taking away her alcohol. And I think there was somebody else that I saw that was like, trying to take away her alcohol. And she was like, no, leave it there. Like, no, leave my alcohol right there. I think she loves her son, you guys. But if you guys have ever known somebody struggling with addiction, this is going to sound harsh, but you guys, this can oftentimes be the case. They have a love for that addiction, whatever they are addicted to, pain pills, alcohol, whatever drugs you want to name. Their love for that addiction can supersede the love that they have for a family member. Yes. Even your son, even your child, even a parent. I get the impression from the clip that I saw on that trailer when I saw her son was trying to take away the alcohol, because of course he's just trying to do what's best for her. Not knowing, you guys, as I've mentioned to you guys before on this channel, a person who is struggling with addiction, they need to come to that realization on their own. You can put them in rehab all you want. I've seen this time and time again. And until that person is ready to stop doing whatever they are addicted to, as soon as they get out of rehab, if they didn't go in there on their own free will, as soon as they get out, they're going to get back to the drugs because they didn't have the mindset to be free of that addiction. I've seen so many people and they see a family member and they're like, well, you're their family member. Go do something. And you're like, I can't do anything with these people. People have to live their own life experiences, you guys. You have to just like release people, even family, and just let them do their thing. Let them have their own life experience. You cannot save these people. And so I got the impression that although Wendy Williams loves her son, I I got the impression, like, I don't know this, you guys. I don't talk to Wendy. Okay. I'm just telling you what my inner source is telling me. My inner source is telling me, and from that statement that came out yesterday from Wendy Williams saying she just wants her personal space and she just wants to thrive in peace. What I am hearing is Wendy, like, if I want to keep drinking, I want to keep drinking. If I want to keep drugging, I'm going to keep drugging. And I think that she wants to do it out of the spotlight of her family, because you guys know her family, if they love her, they're going to combat her. They're going to, oh no, we getting this alcohol out the house. We're gonna make sure you don't have any alcohol. But if these are truly Wendy's kind of last days, we don't know that. I'm just saying she's suffering with a lot, you guys, a lot. And it does look like her health is deteriorating fast. And so just like I have my like last wishes, Wendy Williams probably has her last wishes too. And you guys may not agree with it, but her last wishes may be that she has a love for her addiction even over her family members. And so she probably just want to spend her remaining days getting high. I know that sounds horrible, But if those are her last wishes, you guys, those are her last wishes. And she probably just want to spend her last little days, and what is comfortable for me is probably not the same for her. She's probably like, okay, I want to go these last, these last months or however long I got. I got 3 months. She got 6 months. We don't know. But she's probably like, I want to go out with a bang. Okay. I'm dying anyway. I'm just trying to give you guys a different perspective, because I know oftentimes my perspective on things like this can be um, very different. And so this is why I think that this Wendy Williams situation resonated so much with me, because I was like, I immediately was like, she probably wants to keep drinking. She knows that if her family and if her son is around, he's going to be taking her alcohol from her. He's not going to let her have access to whatever drug she's on. You guys know that. And you can't fault him because he's doing the best he can. That's his mom. But Wendy knows Wendy. And Wendy's like, I want to keep, I'm not saying, let's say alleged. This is just my take on this. I just see Wendy like, I want to keep doing what I've been doing. She probably like, I don't care about no aphasia. See, oftentimes we in this public opinion like to judge people, and it's like, you know what? She has aphasia, and that's so sad. And it is sad. All of the health conditions she has. It is very sad. But I think what oftentimes you guys don't realize is, even when people are struggling with health conditions, they can still kind of be in that mode of like, I'm gonna die anyway. Let me go out with a bang. She could very well, you guys, have this mindset of, I'm going down anyway. I might as well go out with a bang. My DocuSeries is coming out. I finished that. And I promise you, you guys, I feel like this DocuSeries is going to be huge. Like, I think it is going to be very, very popular. I think a lot of people are going to tune in. And I think that's what she wants. And I think she also wants to keep living how she living. And she knows she cannot keep living how she living around her family. I've been seeing so many people, but she would want to be around her family. Yeah, I think she wants to be around her family, but I think she wants to do what she want to do as far as her addictions even more. And she knows that she cannot continue that lifestyle, not in front of her family, not in front of anybody who loves her. They're not going to let her do it. You guys, I have seen so many people having and struggling with addictions, and they have been diagnosed with the C word, diagnosed with all kind of things. And they're like, I'm not about to stop drinking. I'm not about to stop drugging. I'm not about to stop taking these pain pills that I know is nothing but heroin. Did you guys know that this new thing out? I was like, what in the entire hell? I don't know how this came up on my newsfeed, but I just saw this past week, you guys, where, okay, so we know about the whole pain pill, the opioid epidemic, right? And we know about like all these like homeless people and stuff like that, living in these cities, just like out, just like in tents, and I forgot what they call it, the tent cities, all these like homeless people, and a lot of these people are struggling with addiction. And so we know here in the United States, especially, this opioid addiction epidemic is a big deal. Okay. Did you guys know that we also knew that these drugs are now highly laced with this fentanyl, right? And people are just dropping off dying, just left and right, right? Did you know that the thing that they're doing now, you guys, is like, I don't know all the science behind it, you guys. I am not a scientist. But they are now apparently like mixing a horse or animal tranquilizer in with the pills or with the opioids. And apparently, I think they call it trank. So not only are these people now addicted to these opioids, which is nothing but heroin, but they now are addicted to this trank. It's called a tranquilizer that they're mixing with it. Well, apparently, you guys, this mixture or adding in this trank, when they go to, I guess, like injecting, because I guess you guys know we talked about this before, like a lot of these people started off getting these prescriptions for pain pills from their doctors. I can't. Which then, when they could no longer get the prescriptions from their doctors, they were like getting a lot of these like pain pills on the black market. Well, then when they couldn't do that, and because pain pills is just a different version of heroin, they started realizing, dang, heroin is just a lot cheaper. Let me just go in. It's heroin anyway. So let me just go ahead and get heroin. So they just start shooting up heroin. Well, now they're mixing it with like this tranquilizer, you guys. Do your Googles. But apparently, when they mix it with this tranquilizer, you guys, it's like causing all of these like huge sores, like huge, like huge. Like they might start off small, you guys, but they don't heal, and so they just get bigger and bigger and bigger. I just saw this mini docu-series on this, you guys. These people have these huge lesions and open sores, you guys, like this freaking big on their legs, on their arms. You guys, it is insane. And you guys will probably think, like most people, okay, that should be like the when you talk about rock bottom, you start getting open sores like this big all over your body. You would think that these people would be like, okay, that's it. That's enough. That's rock bottom. I'm out of here. I'm done with these drugs. I have these huge lesions and open sores that will not heal all over my body because they're mixing this trank now in with this heroin. This is what I'm saying about Wendy Williams. When you got somebody that addicted to a substance, they don't care about no aphasia diagnosis. They don't care about no Graves diagnosis. That addiction is way bigger than any of that. And they just want to keep doing it. In the case with these people shooting up this heroin and mixed with the trank, that's now causing these huge open sores all over their bodies, you guys. Look at it at your own risk. I'm telling you now, it is, if you guys come across this documentary that I saw, it is very graphic. Open sores like this big. Do you think that was the like final straw for them to say, okay, I'm done? I have big open sores all over my body. That was the final straw. I'm done with this addiction and these drugs. No, you guys, these people were on this docu-series, still taking the needle of the heroin and literally still injecting it in the open sores. I can't. I can't make this stuff up, you guys. Do your Googles. These opioid addicted people, they are now putting trank in with the heroin. It's causing these open, huge sores, and these people are still shooting up. Don't believe me? Go take a look. So when I heard about Wendy Williams' situation and them saying that she's not even around her family can't even be around her, and something is going on, people are taking advantage of her. And then when she released this statement yesterday saying that she just wants to thrive in peace and she wants her personal space, what I heard was Wendy wants to keep doing what Wendy does, and she would like to do it. out of the intrusive invasion of her family members trying to say, no, you can't do that. No, you've been diagnosed with the dementia. You can't. No, you can't do. She don't want to hear that, you guys. She just want to transition out of here in her own way. What was that Frank Sinatra song? Oh God, I used to love that song, My Way. As a matter of fact, I told people to play that song at my memorial. I did it my way. In other words, I'm not here to do it your way. You're your own individual person. Do things your way. I'm going to do things my way. And even though we may not agree with her, you guys, even though we don't agree with the way people are living their lives out here on the streets, addicted to drugs, that's not our business. It's not our place. Even if you were to force these people into rehab, if they are not mentally ready to be clean and clear and abstain from that drug or that alcohol, they're not. You're wasting your time. I've seen it too many times, you guys. You are wasting your time. And instead of Wendy having her son and family members there, having to watch her because she knew she was probably going to start being, real belligerent, like, give me my alcohol, give me my drugs. This is how I know it doesn't sound like the ideal way for most people, you guys, but this is probably the way that she wants to transition out of here. I don't think she has any intention on getting clean. I could be wrong. But I think being diagnosed with all these different health issues, I believe she probably has a mindset of, I'm about to transition up out of here anyway. Might as well go out with a bang. When I was doing my research on this, you guys, I came across, because again, they were saying that this dementia that she's been diagnosed with, some people were saying that this could be like an alcohol-induced dementia. You guys do your Googles. I had never heard of this, but apparently, like, extreme alcoholism, and from my research, it was not like extreme like you may be thinking, like the person who drinks so much that they're staggering and falling all over the floor and pissing their pants. No, they were saying something like 13 drinks a week. And you guys know, oftentimes people think an alcoholic beverage and they pour in a glass that's like 12 ounces. No, like most standards of a serving of alcohol, you guys, is like 4 to 5 ounces. Most people are having way more than that. But just based off that standard, they were saying that having 13 drinks a week, 13 5-ounce drinks a week, could lead to this alcohol-induced dementia, you guys, where you can start having like memory loss. And because you start having this memory loss, you then start to fill in the gaps, and then you just start lying. You're not like intentionally, the person suffering from this alcohol-induced dementia, you're not intentionally trying to set out to be a liar. It's just that you don't know that all of the alcohol has now caused you to have like beginning stages of dementia, and you're suffering from memory loss. So what that could look like, you guys, is like, say for instance, you're just like talking to a person like this. And again, you guys, when they say alcohol-induced dementia, you're probably thinking like I am thinking, where I was thinking they're talking about these like extreme alcoholics who just like drink all day, every day. No, they were saying that this alcohol-induced dementia, which people were saying that they believe that that's what's going on with Wendy, can start forming or presenting itself if you're just drinking 13 drinks a week, if you're just drinking 3 drinks a night, if you're just having 3 glasses of wine a night, it could trigger this dementia, you guys, this memory loss. This reminded me so much, and it was just like a light bulb just went off in my head, you guys, when I started doing my research on this alcohol-induced dementia. Because I remember I had been in contact with someone, and of course, I'm not in contact with them anymore. And I know I was saying, this person is an alcoholic. This person is an alcoholic, like literally drinking every night and drinking to the point where they would pass out every day. And when I was doing my research on this alcohol-induced dementia, they were saying they don't start off to be like these malicious liars. They could just, it could go like this. It could look like this. You're talking to this person, right? And say you're just like, they don't know, you guys, that that this alcohol is triggering memory loss. So you could be having a conversation with them and it could go something like this, like, hey, what did you do today when you got off work? And they would just be like, oh, when I got off, and they, I mean, just like flow right into it, right? Oh, when I got off work today, I went to the grocery store, left the grocery store. Then I went to go visit my mom for a couple of hours. Then I came back home, did a little bit more work. What's happening is, and then you, the listener, maybe listening and say, you know, that that's not true. Say, you know, no, you didn't go visit your mom today. They don't know that they are lying, or there's a scientific name for this, confabulation, something like that. They don't know that they're lying, you guys, because of the alcohol-induced dementia that's coming on. They're just filling in the gaps. So you just said, what did you do after work? They're like, oh, I left work. I went to the store. I visited my mom for a couple. They're just filling in the gaps because they lost the memory of, dang, what did I do when I got off work today? They don't know, but they won't stop and say, because that would sound like really crazy, right? This is a younger person and you thinking that they have all their wits about them. And then it's today. And all I'm doing is asking you, what did you do today? So most people are just like, they're not going to stop and say, I don't know what I did off of work today. So what they do, you guys, is they go to fill in the gaps. And it just, to you, it just flows like normal. But you may know, like, no, you didn't go visit your mom today. So they're basically like lying, you guys, and they don't even know that they're lying. They really do feel like, no, this really happened to me. They just don't know. They just start losing their memory, you guys, all because, now I've been telling you guys, alcohol is nothing but poison. It is poison. I remember when, not that long ago, you guys know when I was still drinking wine, I remember all these little articles used to, oh, in moderation, everything in moderation. They're now coming out now, you guys, with new studies saying no more moderation. It's poison on all levels. Whether you having one drink a day, one drink every 2 or 3 days, it's poison, it's poison, it's poison, you guys. And if you guys don't, if you need a better reason, this should do it. That the alcohol can trigger or induce dementia and memory loss. I had never heard of that before. I mean, I've heard of all the old studies about alcohol and on the liver and not good for your heart and all this kind of thing. But I had never known that alcohol was related to memory loss until I started doing this research on Wendy Williams. And I was like, what in the hell? And so when I started hearing about this alcohol-induced dementia, I was like, oh my God, that's probably what this person was going through that I told you guys that I had been in contact with some years back. Because I would literally get kind of frustrated, like, that's not true. Like when I would be talking to them or something, I'm like, no, that didn't happen. Or no, that's not true. And oftentimes, you guys, I would just be like, why are you lying? And they would look at me like, and this is a young person. And they would look at me like, I'm not lying. I mean, they would be so freaking adamant. And I remember I used to think back then, like, I knew this person was an alcoholic, a raging alcoholic, but I never had connected the dots, nor had I ever heard of alcohol being related to dementia. And I remember back then, I was trying to tell her to stop drinking because I'm like, you literally pass out every night. You are doing too much. Or this person would be that person. You guys know these type of people where they start drinking so much, they may start off fun, but then like within an hour or maybe 30 minutes, they become very belligerent and angry. They were that type of person. They were that angry drunk. And so they would start fights, get into physical fights. And I was just like, I cannot be around you. Not only are you embarrassing me, but I'm like, you are violent. Like you are violent. And this same person, I remember I used to be like, why are they such a liar? Until I started reading this new research and doing some research on this Wendy Williams, that I was like, oh my God, that explains so much. The connection between alcoholism and dementia or memory loss, and how they were explaining how, because they have this loss of memory, these people will just start filling in the gaps with what appears to us, the person who knows better, like a lie. Hey, Janice. Hey, girl. Hey, Janice. Say hi, sis. Did I cover it up? Um, so I found that to be just so, such an eye opener, you guys. And I definitely wanted to mention that to you guys today because you guys know I stopped drinking. I just celebrated my anniversary too. Was it 3 years? 3 years ago, you guys, I stopped all alcohol. I stopped drinking all alcohol. It was because, for me, it was because I was just going through a spiritual awakening. But ever since then, I've been trying to tell you guys to please limit your alcohol intake. And when I found out this about Wendy Williams, possibly her dementia being induced with all of her abuse of alcohol, I was going, oh my God, you guys, if you needed a reason to stop drinking alcohol, please look into this study about this alcohol-induced dementia. Um, Creative IT video says you tell stories well. It is the truth. So anyway, you guys, I really do want you guys to look into that. I did say that what is the name of the platform? I think the name of the platform, because you guys know, what did they say? I cut the cable cords a long time ago. So I was like, how am I going to see it? How am I going to see it? And so I think you can get it on Hulu plus live TV, not just regular Hulu, you guys. You can stream it on Hulu plus live TV. I just went on this platform called, is it Philo? Philo? I had never heard of it. But anyway, just Google it, you guys, how to stream this documentary if you don't have cable, like I did. I did not have cable. And so Hulu, this Philo, and something else came up, but I forgot. But it's different. And some of these platforms, you guys, you can do like because if you're like me and you're like, I don't need another monthly subscription. You guys know I put all of my monthly subscriptions into two different platforms. One, YouTube, so that I don't have to watch commercials. I cannot do the commercials. It is worth it to me to pay YouTube $15 a month so that I can watch all of my good YouTube without commercials. And of course, Netflix, that I'm always telling you guys about. So with the platform that I decided to go with, they even allow you to do a 7-day free trial. So I'm like, yes, I just want to watch my Wendy Williams documentary. It's going to be on for 2 days, and then I'm going to go ahead and cancel that subscription. I think if you don't cancel the subscription on the platform that I chose, it is $25 a month, but I'm not doing that, you guys. I don't watch TV like that at all. I just did this for you, Wendy. So anyway, you guys, the last thing that I want to leave you guys on with this, no, two things. A lot of people have been out here talking about this is Wendy Williams karma. And you guys know I believe all about cause and effect, and I believe in karma. But they were saying that because Wendy Williams built her career on gossip news, hot topics, talking about people, usually talking about different celebrities. She was kind of known for like calling people out, like for example, like some of these heavy hitters, she would say that they were homosexuals. Like I think one of the people that she would mention like a lot of people. As a matter of fact, I think that's where this whole you guys remember she would go, "How you doing?" when she would start her show, and she would come on, you guys, and she would go, "How you doing?" like that, like that. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that that all came from the fact that she used to expose people for being homosexuals. So this whole like thing, like doing this, I guess this was, I don't know, you guys, again, I told you guys, I didn't start getting hip to Wendy Williams until 2015. You know, when I started getting hip to Wendy Williams, and I was laughing so hard. She had did this hot topic talking about, okay, do you guys remember when the Lemonade album, I don't even know if that's an album or a song. You guys know I don't follow Beyonce. So anyway, when Beyonce's album song or whatever came out, the Lemonade, and I guess in that album, you know, I don't purchase any of her music, but going off what I remember, she was disclosing, Beyonce, that her guy, this Jay-Z character, had cheated on her, had been cheating on her. And I think like one of the lines in a song or something was something like, he cheated on her with Becky with the good hair. And so all the Beyonce fans were all in an uproar. If you guys are part of the hive or part of anybody's hive, which I think is insulting, be a part of your own hive. But anyway, I don't understand why a lot of people get so vested in some celebrity's business. Like, who cares? But apparently, when Beyonce in this song mentioned that this character, husband of hers, Jay-Z, was cheating on her with Becky with the good hair, a lot of her fans, which they call, I guess, I think they're called the Beehive. I get it confused. I get the beehives, the Barbies, the Barbs, the cards. I can't. I can't. Anyway, these people go hard. These fans go hard for their celebrity. And apparently, these fans of Beyonce were trying to find out who was apparently Beyonce's fans were really upset and angry, and they were trying to find out who in the hell is Becky with the good hair that Jay-Z is cheating on Beyonce, Queen B. I can't even say that with a straight face. It is funny as hell that you guys call this human Queen B. Are you crazy? Anyway, I'm not gonna go off on tangent on that. But her fans call her Queen B. Well, apparently her fans got really upset, and they were looking for Becky with the good hair because they were gonna give it to her. These fans are serious, you guys. I not too long ago heard something about Nicki Minaj fans got mad at some beef she was having with Meg the Stallion, and you guys have got to stop. If you are one of these fans like this, check yourself. Like, life is too short. You're not even that vested in your own life, and you going after people trying to defend your celebrity. I'm sorry, that sounds absolutely asinine. But anyway, so the beehives. This is how I got hip to Wendy Williams, you guys. I had heard of her before this, but I just never watched her until this situation. So the beehives was like, we are about to find out who it is, this Becky with the good hair. And if I'm not mistaken, the name Rachel came up somehow, some way. I don't know. So the Beehives, Beyonce's fans, was looking to attack Rachel. Rachel who? Rachel who? They was looking to attack this Rachel person. And apparently, just because her name is Rachel, apparently you got this sounds so funny to me right now. It was funny then. I literally was watching Wendy talk about this and I fell off of the couch laughing. I was like, these people have got to stop. So apparently you guys somewhere in the transaction somewhere it got lost in translation who actually Becky with the good hair was. They knew that they were going after somebody named Rachel, but somehow they got it confused and started going after Rachel Ray. I was done. Like, I was done. I was laughing so freaking hard. And so apparently, like, I don't know if it was Rachel Ray herself. Rachel Ray is like a cook, you guys. She's a chef. Now, here's the funny part about it. I actually follow Rachel Ray. At the time, I used to watch her on Food Network like all the time. Oh, I need to hurry up and end this. Energy saver turned off. And I told you guys I just recently had turned on. Okay, got it. Okay, I gotta hurry up and end it. My battery is going low and I don't have my cord. It's in my car. Okay, you guys. So the Beehive somehow got it confused. And so I don't know if Rachel Ray had to come forward, but I used to actually follow Rachel Ray, you guys. I used to love watching the Food Network. She was all about like cooking a whole meal in 30 minutes. I was addicted to her show. So when I heard that the Beehive was coming for Rachel Ray, I was like, why? So it was only through Wendy that I guess Wendy had discussed this on her hot topic this day. And it was like from then on, I was hooked. And Wendy was basically like, yeah, I got the wrong Beehive, you got the wrong Rachel. Rachel Ray is like, I don't have anything to do with Jay-Z. Rachel Ray is like, don't come for me. Because these Beehive fans are fanatics, you guys. They are insane. They are like seriously loco. And so Rachel Ray was like, I didn't have anything to do with Jason. Rachel Ray was like, I just want to be over here in my lane. And I just want to be in my kitchen and I want to cook my 30-minute meals. Don't come for me. And so Wendy Williams had talked about this on one of her hot topics, and I was done. And from then on, I was like, so I'm thinking, why are they coming for my girl, Rachel Ray? And so Wendy Williams was like, look, Beehive, it's not Rachel Ray. Jay-Z is not sleeping with Rachel Ray. And I was absolutely done. From that moment on, I was like, I love me some Wendy Williams. I would just tune into her. And like I said, you guys, anybody who make me laugh, I don't care who you are. Speaking of making me laugh, let me get a shout out to some of these YouTubers that I have recently found. I would always, you guys know, comedy and stand-up comedians. This is my lane. But my go-to was always to go to Netflix and look at the comedians on Netflix. You guys, lately I have come across some YouTubers and they're just like doing like content similar to this, talking about what's going on with P. Diddy and Wendy, but they're putting their like comedic flair on it. This one guy, I don't know. Okay, I know for sure the name of his YouTuber starts with Jamil, Jamil. And I don't know how he came up in my timeline. Oh, Cece said it was Rachel Roy. Hi, Cece. Uh, Creative said there were some times that Wendy did hot topics and looked confused, or said confused things, and we thought she was joking. Yeah, but it was possible part of her illness. Absolutely. And I remember I was watching it that day that she had on that Statue of Liberty costume, because you guys know I'm all about Halloween and costumes. And when she fainted, I was like, oh, yeah. And so I remember that. But again, she has always kind of been transparent about the fact that she uh, had a problem and struggled with substance abuse, you guys. She's always kind of been transparent, and it's kind of always been out there too. So anyway, what I was saying was, when she does this like thing like this, how you doing? I think that that kind of came from the fact that she used to always kind of be known for like exposing these Hollywood celebrities and basically calling them out and saying, "Oh, that dude gay. No, 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 no. That dude is a homosexual." And one of the people that I remember she called out was P. Diddy. And so it's just kind of funny now that all the stuff is coming out about P. Diddy being gay. She was one of the first people who had mentioned, oh yeah, P. Diddy on the down low, you guys. Your boy P. Diddy is on the down low. And so she was kind of known for having these like controversial topics, you guys, but she used to be on point. Another person that she called out was and you guys know I love her, Whitney Houston. She said Whitney Houston and Robin were gay, that they were in a full-on relationship. It was not just a platonic friendship relationship, that they were lovers. And Whitney Houston called her up and gave her the business, cursed Wendy all the way out. And now, what do we know? Whitney Houston absolutely had, and Robin was her lover. Absolutely. Which reminds me, if you guys never picked up that book that Robin came out with, I love that book so much. I mean, it was just really giving you like the behind the scenes. And when she first met Whitney Houston, I got it on Audible, and I can't forget the name of the book now, but it is a really, really good book. But Wendy Williams called out Whitney Houston and Robin a long time ago. And so she was always just like, all, she would have receipts, but I guess it was just like things that people just were not ready for. People did not want to hear. And so a lot of people are saying that this is karma for Wendy, because she talked, I guess, so much nonsense, but it wasn't nonsense. It was real stuff. But I guess because people didn't want her talking about these things, gossiping about these things, they're saying, oh, this is Wendy's karma. This is Wendy's karma that she going out like this. And you guys know I believe all of, in cause and effect and karma and all of that. But I kind of see it, if there is karma or a cause and effect for what she's going through now, it would just simply be the fact that her drug addiction and her alcohol addiction has caught up with her. I mean, that's the only karma I see. I don't see her illnesses being her karma for the fact that she talked smack about people or gossiped about people. No, I feel like her illnesses are probably in direct connection with her drug abuse and her alcohol abuse. So, yes, if you are abusing drugs and alcohol, just like with this drug and alcohol-induced dementia, the effect of that is going to happen. And so I feel like, yeah, in that way, I guess if you're going to say this is her karma, it's her karma in a way that she chose to live her life, and many, many years of her life abusing drugs and alcohol. And the effect of that is probably what she's going through now. I don't think because she talked or gossiped. Now, here's why I found to be absolutely amazing about people, and I'm going to this is what I found to be absolutely amazing about some of these YouTubers or these people out here talking about this her karma, this her karma. These are coming from the same people who are doing today exactly what Wendy Williams did, which was gossip. Some of the people that I heard saying, this what she get, I don't feel sorry for her, are the same people on YouTube, what they call podcasts, what they call the Breakfast Club, what they call, I don't know what they call it, but they're doing literally the same thing that Wendy Williams did. Wendy Williams basically paved the way for a lot of these content creators out here. Do you guys see the views that these content creators are getting just doing gossip talk? What's going on in celebrity gossip? These channels are huge. They are making a lot of money, you guys. Wendy Williams paved the way for this type of content. So I'm like, wow. How do you fix your mouth to say that that's her karma when you are literally doing the same thing that she was doing, which is reporting on hot topics, stating your opinion on the thing. And just because you call it a YouTuber or content creator or a podcast doesn't mean that you're not doing the exact same thing that she did. Hot topics, celebrity gossip. You're doing the same thing. So what I would say to those people who are like, oh, this is her karma because she talked or spread rumors or gossip about people, I would say, sit down, like take a seat, because a lot of people are doing the same thing today and getting paid handsomely for it. And she literally paved the way for a lot of these people to be doing what they're doing today. So the last thing that I want to leave you guys on is this. Avoiding some of these type of issues and health issues, in particular, you guys, this dementia. My advice, I don't care how young you are, you thinking, oh, I can do it. I'm in my 20s. I can do what I want to do. I can party all night. I can drink all night. I can drink 5 and 6 drinks a day. T-Bird is going to strongly suggest you guys to limit your alcohol intake and start working on removing alcohol altogether. Just stop. I know oftentimes you can't just go cold turkey, but this should be enough information. Do your own Google research on the dementia related to alcohol, but that should be enough information for you to want to start to limit your alcohol intake and try to achieve the goal of just removing it altogether. Alcohol is poison to our bodies, you guys. Another way that a lot of these things I always talk to you guys about, but we're going to stress again, as far as trying to avoid dementia, removing that alcohol, start to get on more of a healthy diet, remove the sugar, you guys. The sugar is poison. All this processed food that people take in every day, you guys, is so harmful to our system. We were not meant to take in all this processed foods and soda and sugar and candy all day. You guys, get your exercise. Get your exercise in daily. I'm not saying you have to go to a gym, but I am saying just 30 minutes walking around your house. Just 30 minutes, just walking your dog. Just 30 minutes walking in circles in your kitchen. Just 30 minutes walking up and down the steps. Get exercise, you guys, every day. Get your sleep. This is one of the things, you guys, that I have really been serious about. As I've gotten older, I don't play around with my sleep. I don't let people interrupt my sleep. I told you guys, I don't want to watch TV. I need my 8 hours of sleep. I got to get it. Get your sleep, you guys. Get a good night's rest. Get your exercise in. Look at your diet. Start incorporating, if you don't already, you guys, look into your magnesium. Check your magnesium levels, you guys. Get your vitamins in. Get your vitamins in. And most importantly, you guys, start concentrating on learning something new. Whether it is a new language, whether it's a new program, heck, maybe it's you never made YouTube videos and you're just like, let me just learn how to make YouTube videos. It could be anything, you guys. Gardening, just something new. Learn how to do something different and new, you guys. This helps to stimulate your brain, you guys, to kind of push off the things like dementia. Learn something new. In addition, it keeps you just young and fresh when you're just always willing to just, do something new. Like I told you guys now, my dancing has become like, it used to be like, oh, I'll kind of do it every now and then. Now it's like, no, I am a dancer. I dance 3 to 4 times a week. I am a dancer. This is totally new for me. Is it to be a dancer, to say that I dance 3 or 4 times a week? This is new. You guys, be willing and okay with learning something new and stimulate your mind, you guys. And really pay attention to the things that you are drinking and the things that you are eating. And before you consume these things, ask yourself, is this helping me? Is this helping me physically? Is this helping me mentally? Is this helping me? And last but not least, you guys, remove that stress out of your life. And as I have always said to you guys, I don't care if they're family members. Remove the stress and reduce your stress drastically, you guys. Stress will take you right on up out of here. Don't believe me? Do your research on stress and the impacts of stress. Okay, you guys, that's all I have for you. I want to get ready, get my good snacks going on. You guys know I'm on 1 meal a day. It's 4:06. It's time for me to get my meal in. I am happy and ready to start eating. And so I'm going to go ahead and get my good meal and my snacks ready, you guys. Make sure that I got everything logged in and ready so I can tune into this good documentary. If you guys, I'm going to try to check back in. Hopefully, I'm going to try to do another live maybe in the middle of the week so I can talk about my thoughts on the documentary. If not, then I'll push it out to next Saturday. But I hope you guys are going to tune into and look at the documentary. I am so excited. I am ready to watch it. I will be tuning in both today and tomorrow. As usual, you guys, love you, love you, love you too. Pieces. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.